Today we're continuing in our series, Latin Apps and Snacks. Today I'm presenting to you 3 different Spanish tapas. Come on, let's get started.
You're about to have a little taste of what you're missing. But if you cannot stand the heat, get out the kitchen. Full of flavor, flavorful, save your tools. Te vamos a enseñar unas recetas del baúl. Slice, dice, chop, nice spice, hot or mild. We got it, you just name the style. One in a meal, culinary skills, prestigioso. Todo queda sabroso.
So what exactly are tapas? Basically, they're small little plates, kind of like an appetizer. Sometimes they're served as an appetizer, but then sometimes people would just order a bunch of tapas and that would be their meal. Today, we're doing 3 different tapas. We're starting off with pan con tomate, which is basically bread with tomato. So for the pan con tomate, we're gonna be using 2 types of bread. One is what they call a ciabatta roll or ciabatta bread. And the other one is a sourdough bread. We're gonna cut some slices from the ciabatta bread and the sourdough bread. I'm going to be using a serrated knife. Serrated because it has these little teeth. This is the best knife to cut bread because it will cut through the bread without pushing it down. And so you get this saw action going and it makes a nice clean cut on the bread. Back and forth. And you have that nice, beautiful, clean cut. So now that our pan is smoking, I don't know if you can see that, but it's smoking right now, which is perfect. We're going to add our bread slices coated with the olive oil right onto that grill. Now we're going to flip that over. See how that's nice and crusty? That's what we want. So now we have our bread nice and grilled. Now, very crucial to a good pan con tomate is we're going to take a garlic clove and we're simply going to rub the garlic onto that crusty bread, and the crustiness of the bread is going to help kind of break down that garlic. And that perfume from the garlic is just permeating that bread. Another important component of the pan con tomate is the tomate. So we have here 2 types of tomatoes. A lot of people like to use an heirloom tomato, which if you can find ripe, that'll be great. This one is not so ripe. It's beautiful looking, but not so ripe. But I do have some Campari tomatoes, and I'm going to use that to rub on the bread. And then simply I'm going to rub that tomato into the bread, and the pulp and the juices and the flavor of that tomato is just seeps into the crevices. Right now you could pretty much eat it as is with just a little drizzle of the olive oil and a little sprinkling of kosher salt or sea salt. But we want to kick it up just a little bit. I have here some Serrano ham, which is prized in Spain. Delicious cured ham that I had thinly sliced. And I'm simply going to add a couple of little bundles of that Serrano ham right on top. But I'm also going to kick it up a notch, and that heirloom tomato will be perfect shaved, just like the Serrano ham, and then topped off on that. See how I have those shaved tomato? Top it off, then top it off with some chopped parsley. Pan con tomate with a little shaved Serrano ham and heirloom tomato. Now let's take a bite. That garlic and tomato, heavenly. Super simple, yet super delicious. Okay, now for the papas bravas. Today I'm going to be using these butter potatoes. Okay, so I have here a pot of water that I'm going to bring to a boil, but I'm adding some baking soda and adding that to the water. Basically what that's going to do is it's going to give those potatoes that crunchy exterior. Okay, now my water is boiling. I'm going to add the potatoes right to the pot, and we're going to let that cook for about 7 to 10 minutes. Okay, while the potatoes are boiling, we're going to do a sauce for the potatoes. Traditionally, it is served with a Bravas sauce, which is kind of like a really smoky, spicy sauce. But today I'm going to switch it up a little bit. I'm going to be using ají rocoto, which is a Peruvian pepper. It is super spicy, has that really red tint to it, which kind of resembles the Bravas sauce. Okay, so our potatoes are done. If they go through, but there's a little bit of resistance, then you know your potatoes are done. Then I'm going to return the potatoes right back into the pot. I'm going to now season it with some salt. I'm going to just stir that around, and I'm going to be a little bit aggressive. And you're saying, why, chef? Why are you doing that? It's going to get all kind of mushy or kind of broken down. This is exactly what I want. This is perfect because this is going to, when we fry it, this is actually going to create those crusty little edges and crispy little edges that we want in the papas bravas. So we're going to add those potatoes. Right into our oil. As you can see, these potatoes are crisping up nicely. They're developing that crispy exterior, one, because of the baking soda, two, because of the rough handling process that we did in the pot when we added the salt. So our potatoes are nice and crispy, as you can see. Let's get a little close-up of that. That is so good. That exterior is so crunchy because of the baking soda and because we kind of roughed it up in the pot. Extra crispy when it hit the oil. That Rocoto aioli, full of flavor, touch of spice. Woo. Finally, Gambas Al Ajillo, which is shrimp and garlic. It's so simple and so delicious, and you're gonna wanna try it. To that oil, we're gonna add our sliced garlic. And if you could just smell the perfume just wafting off of that oil. We're also gonna add our chili peppers. I have some Thai chili peppers. Then we're gonna add our shrimp. That garlic oil, chili on top. Don't be shy. It's all flavor here. Before it even hits your mouth, you're already engaged in that perfume of garlic and chili and olive oil. Oh. Sabroso. Thanks for watching. If you really like this video, smash that like button and click to subscribe so you can stay up to date on all new content. And remember, food can look good, but if it doesn't taste good, then your cooking is in vain. So make it sabroso.